slapping or capping.
Rachel Nichols, come here, girl. Let me talk to you for a second. Listen, Rachel, normally I like you a lot, but you're acting different out here in these streets. I'm listening to you. You're saying some stuff on, what is it? What is the show that you're on this time? Speak? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Not Emmanuel Acho's rubbing off on people. I don't dislike Acho, but I don't love everything that he says either, because he's low-key kind of a lunatic with some of his takes. But Rachel, looks like he rubbed off on you. I was listening, I was having a good time, I was chilling, and then all of a sudden, you started saying some nonsense. Here we go again with people talking about the face of the NBA and somehow conveniently leaving out Kobe Bryant. Yes, she mentioned Kobe Bryant, but it was kind of like a brush off. She was like, yeah, I don't think Kobe was really all that. Come on, Rachel. Now, with that said, I gotta do to you what I do to everybody, okay? And I like you, Rachel, but you entered the Thunderdome. You said some stuff about Kobe Bryant. Actually, you did say some stuff about Kobe Bryant, and I just can't let that sit. So now I gotta determine if you're slapping or capping. And yes, I actually did see that you tried to issue an apology afterwards, but too late, Rachel. Gotta do this to you. So now, we gotta figure out if you're slapping or capping, girl. Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Slapping or capping.
Welcome to the J-Boy Sports Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. If you don't love the content, you can still do those things because you can help a brother out. I would definitely help you out, so make sure you do that anyway. Also, make sure you comment because I love to have conversations with people in the comment section. I like to reply. Ball is life, so we need to get that done. Also, you got to hit that notifications bell so that you don't miss any of our great content. Lastly, make sure you hang on as this video is coming to a close because there's some other suggested videos that I know you will love. With that said, this is slapping or capping, right? Rachel Nichols. Like I said in the intro, I actually like Rachel Nichols, but she messed up, okay? She messed up. Conveniently, they always seem to mess up when it comes to Kobe Bryant. And maybe I've become sensitive to these things. Maybe I'm overreacting a little bit, but I just get annoyed because it seems like this only happens to one guy, and it's Kobe. They just have a hard time giving this man his just due for whatever reason. For whatever reason. And it's not even me trying to take shots at other players. I'm not really trying to do that in this video. But what I am trying to figure out is how you forget to mention one of the most popular people that has ever played basketball ever. There's only one person to me whose name internationally is on the same level as Kobe Bryant. And that man is Michael Jordan. I'm not talking about talent or all the other stuff because I think he's up there with Mike too. But when you talk about notoriety worldwide, you'd be hard pressed to find somebody outside of Kobe Bryant. Even in his death, people still think about him in other countries. And how do I know that? Well, we're going to listen to a few things that are not me just saying it, but some of the other greatest players of all time saying it. And some of the greatest players in the world at the time that Kobe Bryant was playing. But before we do that, we got to listen to what Rachel Nichols said that made me even have to bring her to slapping or capping court. So let's check out what she had to say.
The face of the NBA, they're not any of the people he named. The faces of the NBA are LeBron James and Steph Curry. That is it. Those are the faces of the NBA. You know how I know? Because your grandmother knows who they are. Your grandmother does not know largely. Some grandmas know who Nikola Jokic is, and I applaud those grandmas. But a lot of grandmas do not, right?
I don't know the Joker.
No? Or SGA? Or any, right?
Yeah.
The face of the NBA is a big, huge deal, and it rarely goes to people. There haven't been that many faces of the NBA, right? You got Bill Russell, you got Magic and Bird, you got Michael, LeBron, you've got Steph. That's maybe it, right?
Kobe kind of wants.
Kobe was kind of in there post MJ, in the middle MJ, all of the stuff. So to be the face of the NBA, first of all, you got to win rings, right? Probably multiple rings. You have to have charisma that jumps off the screen personality-wise. Tim Duncan, hell of a player, man. One of the top 10 players of all time, impacted winning to such a degree, he's got a drawer full of rings. Never a face of the NBA, did not have that kind of charisma and personality. And Shady, you are right. You said it a couple weeks ago to me. You said, it has to be a guy that the kids in my neighborhood want to be, It has to be someone that people can relate to, right? It's I want to be like Mike, if I could be like Mike, right? But that means it's usually not a big man. But anyway, any of these guys that he's talking about, they are not the face of the NBA, because the face of the NBA is still someone, as Larry Johnson would say, your grandmama knows. Your grandmama knows Steph and LeBron. And by the way, when they do exit the stage, and it's not going to be this year, it is still going to take a couple years. And that is my experience covering this league. After Michael Jordan left, everyone was like, he's the face of the NBA. He's the face of the NBA. It takes a few years to settle out. We're not going to know right now.
Right now, that was spot. That was spot on. You know what I'm saying? Everything I was thinking, everything I was writing, you just said all that.
Honestly, I'm disgusted in Acho, Shady, and James Jones. I'm a little bit more disgusted in Shady because he said, "Oh, you just said everything I was thinking." Oh Lord, ugh, yuck. You got come on, Shady. Shady, you're my guy. I'm an Eagles fan. You're my guy. But come on, Shady. You let her get away with brushing off Kobe Bryant, and that's really what offended me the most about this. Rachel Nichols goes on here and basically says all this stuff and conveniently somehow leaves Kobe Bryant's name off of it, even though everything she said matches Kobe Bryant probably more than I'm not trying to take a shot at Steph and Bron, but Kobe matches that more than they do. And I'll explain why in a second, right? So essentially, you're talking about she basically said, and Shady said kinda Kobe, right? And she's like, yeah, kinda. No, not kinda. There is no kinda. We talk about Kobe Bryant. And I don't even like the phrase face of the league, to be honest with you. I think it's a stupid phrase. I like the league when there's a lot of great players and you have to decide which one is your favorite or which one is the best or one pushes himself to be the best. There was a time when Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter were all the same dude. They were all the same ninja until Kobe Bryant separated himself. And I would argue, even with that, Allen Iverson was still one of the faces of the league. Tracy McGrady was still one of the faces of the league. Vince took a little bit more of a step down, and it's not because he wasn't great. I just think Vince's personality wasn't the same as the other three guys, Tracy, Iverson, and Kobe. But let's continue. She says, your grandmother knows Steph and Bron. Your grandmother doesn't know Kobe Bryant? My grandmother does. I have a son. His grandparents know who Kobe Bryant is. Who didn't know who Kobe Bryant was? What person in the world wasn't mourning the day that he passed? How do you mourn if you don't know how do you mourn somebody you don't know? And I mean like don't know anything about them. Obviously, most of us don't know Kobe Bryant, but we were sad because we knew what we knew about him, enough to know that this was terrible, that we were invested in this man. You know what I mean? So, cut it out. She said Mike left, there was no face. Then what the heck was Kobe Bryant? The 98 All-Star game, they were talking about Kobe versus Mike. Mike being the teacher, Kobe being the student. Mike literally in his documentary was talking about that matchup, talking about how the young Laker boy is going to try to come out and shoot everything. We need to shut him down early. On a team full of all-time great players, you got Karl Malone, John Stockton, Shaq, Gary Payton, Kevin Garnett, and the list goes on. One of the main people, if not the main guy that Mike was focused on, Kobe Bean Bryant. So again, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Rachel? And she also said there haven't been many faces, and somehow, again, just left Kobe Bryant off the list. Named everybody under the sun except Kobe. And she even named Magic and Bird. So they were the face at the same time, right? And then she even left out Shaq, to be honest with you. But this is about Kobe, so I'm going to stick to that. And then she mentioned, like, the things you need to do to be that. Win rings. Kobe has 5. Charisma. All the commercials. The sneakers. The Mamba mentality. What the heck are you talking about? Let me calm down. You don't deserve this type of animosity, Rachel. But Rachel, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Charisma? Who? Kobe didn't have charisma? Be a guy that kids want to be in your neighborhood. What is Mamba mentality? Why does everybody wear this man's sneakers? Why are all the kids that were watching Kobe grow up now in the league still talking about Kobe Bryant and wearing his sneakers? But kinda the face? Oh my. A guy that we can relate to. Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality is so intense that we forget that Michael Jordan had a similar thing, be like Mike. I would argue Mamba mentality has passed be like Mike. You don't hear be like Mike anywhere near as much as you used to. You still hear Mamba mentality and Kobe's dead. You kidding me? He's dead. And you still hear Mamba mentality. So Rachel, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? But you know what? I'll do you one better. Don't take my word for it. Let's listen to some other people and what they said about Kobe Bryant's popularity in the Olympics.
When we got to China, it wasn't even close. It was Kobe, Kobe, Kobe.
Who's your favorite?
Kobe.
Oh, Kobe Bryant.
Kobe is the best.
Kobe's celebrity was like Michael Jackson about to go on tour. A girl fainted right in front of us trying to get to Kobe.
They were just waiting to take pictures of our bus because they knew Kobe Bryant was on the bus.
It's a bit overwhelming and a little bit embarrassing, to be honest with you. You know, I'm just trying to blend in and, duck my head down because I'm just, want to be part of the mix. But nonetheless, it's extremely special.
So, these are some of the other great players at the time, and some of them are all-time greats. Olympic teammates of Kobe Bryant at the time. And just to let you know, that was Dwayne Wade that started it off, and he said it was Kobe. Dwayne Wade said it was Kobe. You had Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, Dwight Howard, who also spoke and mentioned how much they love Kobe. Carlos Boozer at the time was a top-notch player on the Utah Jazz. They had Deron Williams. Chris Paul was on that team. Chris Bosh was on that team. The team was loaded. Loaded. The Redeem team was loaded. Carlos Boozer said Kobe Bryant, a girl fainted trying to get to him on the bus. They said it was like Michael Jackson. And I don't know, if some of you may be listening, you're a little bit younger, Michael Jackson was the stuff. You understand? He was the shizzle. He was the shiznit. Okay? He was the shiitake mushrooms. Everybody loved Michael Jackson. To this day, my heart hurts that Michael Jackson is gone. My heart also hurts that Kobe is gone. But Michael, Google what people were passing out at his concerts. They loved him so much. And they said Kobe was getting the Michael Jackson treatment. You heard the people calling his name. I didn't hear people saying Wade. I didn't hear people saying Bron, Howard, Melo. No, that was Kobe. You understand? He was like that. But somehow, even though the whole world, and you're talking about China. China has 1 billion people. Imagine the amount of people that were calling Kobe's name. Some of those people were like, oh, Kobe is the best. And China, 1 billion people. And you're going to tell me Kobe Bryant wasn't the face? Huh? Let's listen to Tyson Chandler close this out. Because I really like what he had to say also. He was also on the team.
We're at the Olympics. Me and Kobe, sit next to each other on the bus. And Kobe was the star of stars. Kobe was at a different level no matter where we went. I'd never seen anything like that. We go into the Olympic Village, and there's all these athletes walking around or whatever. Kobe was he's sitting there, and he's getting quiet and getting fidgety and antsy. And I'm like, what's up, killer? What's up with you? He's like, man, you gotta get out of here, man. I was like, what? He's like, I can't be all these athletes coming from blood boiling. I don't want this motherfucker around me until I got to see them. They coming up asking for autographs and pictures. All day. They love you, bro. Man, I don't be around athletes.
That's why we love him, dog.
Exactly.
This is Tyson Chandler speaking on All the Smoke with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. And he basically saying, look, Kobe was the star of stars. All these people coming up to him, trying to get autographs. Players he's playing against are trying to get his autograph. And he's like, I don't even want to do that right now. I want to focus on beating these people down. Like, he came to do a job, and he wasn't going to stop until the job was finished. Kobe being Bryant was different. But what bothered me about this little snippet here is Rachel Nichols. How soon you forget. Shady, McCoy, how soon you forget. Acho, how soon you forget. James Jones, how soon you forget. So you know what? At the end of the day, is this slapping or capping? Rachel Nichols is capping. It's cap. There's no way that Kobe Bryant was never the face of the league. There's no way. So we might as well just take a little hat, put it on her head, and she's capping. Now, with that said, I like Rachel Nichols. But I'm going to need you to never make this mistake again, sis. Please don't ever make this mistake again. Because it's ridiculous. And I'm tired of it. And I know that you know better. You know better. You know who Kobe Bryant was. You worked with Tracy McGrady. I'm sure T-Mac told you. I'm sure he educated you on how great this man was. So for you to somehow forget that he was the face bothers me. And to be honest with you, the fact that you didn't even mention dudes like T-Mac bothers me. The face doesn't have to just be one person, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll do a video on that at another time. But here's the thing. Rachel is capping. Thank you very much for listening to this video this long. I appreciate you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you comment because I love to have conversations with people in the comment section. Make sure that you reply. I will reply. Let's talk about basketball. Ball is life. Hit that notifications bell so you don't miss any of our high quality videos. And lastly, make sure that you don't click off of this video right away because there's some other suggested videos that we know you will love. And you can click on one of those and keep listening to J-Boy Sports Podcast. So thank you very much. I'm very appreciative. I thank you guys very much for listening this long. Very humble. Much love.
That somehow